Alright, so everyone who was with us the first time, welcome back. Everyone who wasn't here the first time, where were you? Missed you so much. But we are back.
We're back. And if you missed it, I trounced Zach 3 games to 0 through the power of the Mimic Vat.
Yes. And the power of the Choco Hops. Choco Hops is also a pretty good card. So anyway, we are here tonight. We are drafting my cube. We are Winston drafting. We are going to do another one. This time, Ian is going to. You're going to see Ian's picks, and he's going to tell you the process by which he picks. While I am in the isolation booth. Then afterwards, we'll see his deck building, and then we'll play some games. So also, since people were asking about it on Twitter and in the chat, yes, I do have a lot of clocks, and yes, I do like a lot of clocks. And if you would like to send me more clocks, I will. We'll get them. I actually have like a pile over there of more clocks, but you have to get enough. You can't just put one clock up on that wall. You have to put like segments, because you don't want like 5 red clocks in one area. You got to get enough so that you can. It's a science. It's a science.
I think you can get away with putting one up.
Hey, I don't come into your house and tell you how to put your clocks on your wall.
That's true.
I did the one time, but let's just, for the sake of argument, let's ignore that.
Yeah, and we talked about it, and we got it past it.
Mm-hmm. We're good friends. So we now have Chick-fil-A in our stomachs. We are good to go. We're going to redraft here. I'll shuffle it one more time. We have decided not to put the other cards back in the draft, just to keep it fresh.
It's boring to play with the same cards the second time.
Yes. So, all new stuff. We'll take a break here. We'll switch the camera, and then we come back. We'll do another Winston draft.
Cool.
All right. So let's shuffle. Yeah. Let's shuffle that one in. So you're on your own there. I will now disappear into a sea of heavy metal.
Are there folks watching?
Huh?
Am I live? Am I live?
Yes. There are 2 people watching.
Hello, 2 people. My name is Ian. Zach is disappearing inside of his isolation booth. And you are watching an installment of 2 men in their 30s play a children's card game and drink milkshakes. We are Winston drafting, which is a process involving 3 piles. Both players get to look at one of the cards, pick it, and then, I don't know, you probably figured it out long before I did. It was Zach's turn to go first, I believe, since he lost the last one. You go.
Me?
Zach first picked his first card. Here I have Sensei's Dividing Top. This is probably a very powerful card sorting engine. Good for digging through your deck and finding cards. I'm going to go ahead and first pick it because it's just generically powerful. And I'll tell you a secret about myself. I don't really know how to use Sensei's Dividing Top effectively. It's very confusing to me because I'm dumb. So this is a learning opportunity. It's always important to learn and grow as a person. That'll be my advice to you. If you are in this stream watching it, continue to learn and grow as a person by challenging yourself, by doing things like taking continuing education, or first picking Sensei's Dividing Top. Here we see Wall of Roots and Revelark, and I like this pile because Revelark is very capable of doing powerful things, and Wall of Roots gives you lots of quick mana, and just always nice. So I like to ramp in Zach's cube. In fact, that's what I did the last draft, was just ramp, and it was quite effective. Alright, let's continue picking ramp cards. Why not? Man, you need something to ramp into, so this fella is pretty good to ramp into. I'll pick him. I don't believe anyone has looked at a second pile in quite a while. These have been good. So off the top. Okay, so Innocent Blood is very interesting card. It's pretty good in my deck as we speak, since I don't really have a lot of creatures in my first initial pile, but I don't particularly care about it too much, so I'm not going to take it. Terminate and Plow Under. Plow Under is very, very fun to cast and not very, very fun to have cast against you. Terminate is pretty flexible removal, though its color commitments are pretty hard. I'm going to look pretty quickly at my cards again. And I think that ramping into Plow Under is just very strong, and it is what I feel like doing right now, so that's what I'm going to do. I wasn't keeping track of the Winston tops, so I motioned to Zach, who fixes them for me. If you've ever Winston drafted with me, which I don't know, a couple of people in the world have. Maybe they're watching this stream. I don't know how to do the piles. I screw it up 100% of the time. Thalia seems very good against my deck, and I don't particularly want to cast her myself. Here, we have a Consecrated Sphinx and a Vivid Grove. I like mana fixing a lot, particularly when it's mana fixing in a color it seems I want to play. Since I'm already green fixing is very, very good, since I can get this green or any color, and the Sphinx is just cool, so I'm going to take it. That's extra. We'll look, he's examining two cards. He looks at the two cards, and he puts them back. Curd Ape, I don't think for me, probably, and very useful in some decks, but not the one I seem to be picking up. Again, Thalia, an Ice Manipulator. Still, I don't particularly want to cast Thalia. An Ice Manipulator, I do like it. That doesn't seem useful enough. I'll top that pile off. I'll look at this one. Keldon Vandals. Very interesting. Nice 2-for-1. You get a big creature and destroy an artifact with an echo cost. I don't think it's really where I want to be in this deck, so I'm going to top it off and take a random one, which is like this one. I like this one very much, because you get lots of guys, and we're ramping a little bit so we can cast it quickly. Zach is predicting that I will like a card over there, so we'll see. It's also fun to see what people think you'll like. This is Zach's favorite Magic card, probably, of all time. It's his best buddy. All those two go together, and this one, Thirst for Knowledge. Discard 2, let's discard an artifact from your hand. I think Zach thinks I'm in this kind of deck, which I'm not saying that I'm not. In fact, you know what? I'm going to say that I am this kind of deck. It'll be very good, I think, to draw that many cards. I'm just going to sort through my pile real quick and make sure that I have a sense of where I'm going. Oftentimes when I cube draft, somewhere in the middle, I lose my sense of what I'm doing, and that's a good way to end up with a 4-color deck that doesn't do anything. So, yeah, this seems alright. This guy's good at bouncing value guys, maybe bouncing a Revel Arc, or just trying to clean up the board. And who doesn't like a ninja? Ninjas are possibly the coolest. Plus, it's 2 cards in a color I'm interested in, so boom. Sneaky peek at this cards. This is a very powerful card in certain strategies. Fortunately, I did incidentally snag 2 very powerful cards in the mono red strategy. These 2 guys, I of course have no intention of casting them. So even though I've mixed them all up in my hands, I'm gonna put these guys back. Similar kind of thing going on. Nice value creature. Oh! This is a very good row for someone who wants red damage. But I'll take this guy randomly off the top. So here's my basic plan at this minute. I'm going to play green ramp spells, big blue fatties, and then card drawing, and just hope that that somehow adds up to something. Looks like Revel Arc is not really in the sort of guide here, so it looks like we're just green, blue ramp, which is one of my favorite things to do. I'll look again. This pack, oh, these are two interesting cards, Troll Aesthetic and Force Spike. Force Spike is good because you can really get somebody with it because it's easy to play around, but it's not always obvious that you should play around it. I would say that Zach is the worst person to try to get really good with Force Spike since he built this cube and is keenly aware of this card's existence. Troll Aesthetic is fun. I like him. He's hard to kill, and he's got a 3 number for the amount of hurt he can do. 3 number in the hurty spot is pretty big. Not Titanic. We'll call him medium. Tough to deal with. I really want... It's not that I want either of these cards, but getting a chance at 2 of them is good. I'll take it. Kind of want these cards. Kind of want them. So I'll take them. Ramping in a Mindslaver seems fun. It'll be a fun trick. Seems like having these 2 7s could add up to something, right? Or these two guys could add up to sort of a basic plan, maybe. Oh, yep. Hard to imagine 2 better cards to see than this fella, which is like mind control but better. And this guy, which draws a lot of cards pretty much no matter what. Exactly. We made a careful consideration before we drew 1 card. Okay, so I'm looking at Loxodon Warhammer. I know what this card does, but I'm not sure what kind of decks it's best in. Is it best in beatdown strategies or a long game plan? I don't know, so I'm going to put it back. These are 2 very good cards and colors I could never cast, so we're going to put him back. This is a pile of cards that is... Oops, I twisted the camera. This is a pile of cards which is amazing. These guys, maybe one of my favorite guys in the cube. Not as powerful as some things, but I just love killing a guy. No way. And the random card off the top continues to be good for Ian. It's a good strategy, picking a random card. My man is not too terrible, so this isn't too exciting. It'd be nice if I already had a card to splash, but I don't want to just take it out of nothing. This, on the other hand, is very good, and I want it very badly, so removing these 2 cards from the pile is useful. I feel like I got a lot of big threats. I do have that thirst for knowledge. I'm going to take this guy. I feel like I got a lot of giant threats, but I'm not really sold on playing Mindslaver, and I think he makes Thirst for Knowledge better, so I'm going to take him. Because I can discard him to Thirst for Knowledge if it's early in the game. Koth of the Hammer. Makes me wish I was playing that Sulfuric Vortex. Moldervine Cloak. I don't really care. 2 big expensive white spells. It's right in the middle of the draft, and I just do not feel that stretching into that color is going to be important, particularly when I have so many good spells in the top end. Mana fixing out of my colors, not entirely useful. Random card off the top. Oh, not too bad. I might play this guy. I like her. She draws a card sometimes. That's always good, right? Ooh, those are very interesting cards. I like this Ponder. I want this Ponder. If there was one other card I was interested in this pack, I would take it. I'm going to put it back and top it off. This card, on the other hand, pretty interesting. I have the Metamorph, and the Metamorph with Undyne is very, very good, and I can cast this card, so I'm just going to take it. Yep, Eternal Witness, she's in my colors. She picks up a card from a graveyard. Pretty powerful. I'll take her. Upheaval, very fun. Returns all permanents to their hand. The key thing being, you know the guy who's about to upheaval. I just won a very fun cube game earlier with Zach, where I was played Choco Hops at a key moment. So maybe I'll blast him with Upheaval and make him mad. This was my favorite card when I was a kid. I loved this card. Hymn to Turak. I would love to play it tonight and bring back all those fond memories. This is just like a busted, broken card, right? Should probably not be a magic card. And it seems pretty good in my deck right now, because I've got some 1 toughness guys. Like, this seems a good plan, so I'm going to take advantage of it. I feel like I'm just rambling, not being very entertaining. I hope that you're enjoying it. I forgot, Zach showed me how to see how many people are watching, but I assume that a lot of you have stopped. Of the two of you, is there one left? I cannot tell. Wait, it's my turn. Halimar Depths, not very exciting, and this card, very exciting, but I can't cast it, so not for me. Top it off, take a look. Very exciting card, but not for what I'm trying to do. It's that point in the draft where there's a lot of things you're not interested in, like good mana fixing that's not for you, but this card seems better than a random card off the top. I will probably play it. Hey, look at this. You love to take a Planeswalker in Zach's cube, particularly the one that's in your colors. I think he only has the Lorwyn Planeswalkers in there now, if I'm not mistaken. And hard to beat Garruk Wildspeaker. Ooh, my. Futzing the camera. Hypnotic Spectre! I love this card also when I was a kid. I like to make my opponents discard at random. It was my favorite thing. Confiscate. I like it. I feel like I'm not getting as much ramp as I planned to, so ramping into all these 6s and 7s is not probably as good a strategy as I thought, but maybe we can pick up a few more ramps. Confiscate's pretty good. Speaking of which, she's pretty good, I think, and she's in my colors, and she'll help me cast those 6s off the top. This guy, who cares? Hey, look, mana fixing that's in my colors. I don't know that I'll play it, but this late in the draft, as you can see, I have very few cards left. I'll take some mana fixing. With the last 2 picks being Seaside Citadel and Noble Hierarch, I could consider splashing that Revelark, but I'll need to look at my tiny creatures again to decide if it's worth it. Revelark, of course, is an elemental that brings back tiny creatures. The key thing, you need to have some tiny creatures to bring back. These two cards fit right in my deck. Maybe I won't run the Spell Pierce, but I'll definitely run the Yavimaya Coast. Alright. This card, I love this card in Zach's Cube. If you get to kill a artifact with it, or an enchantment, that is amazing, but otherwise, it's just a big flyer for 3 mana. In my colors, there's a big guy. Love it. Woo! Zach just let out a woo, I believe because he liked the card that he saw. Yeah, I'll take this. This is fun to do to your opponent. It hurts their feelings. Oh. I revealed the card. Zach covered his mouth in horror. And I'm stuck with these two cards, one being this one, and the other one being that one. I think we're going to switch to the feature cam. There it is, up top.
Build away.
Alright, now you're going to be with me through deck building. This camera is relevant now, right? So, if you're following the whole draft, you would know that I decided to go green-blue very early. And what I like to do is to just lay out my deck according to casting cost. First, sorting by cards, I will definitely play. I think I'll probably play this. I don't know if I should play the Grand Arbiter Augustin IV. I probably will not play Grand Arbiter Augustin IV. Maybe if you're watching this, I can't really see chats or anything. You can throw a big fit if you think that that's not what I should do. I don't know. These black cards, red cards, Skull Clamp I will play because it kills my guys and draws me lots of cards. And I feel like I've got enough low toughness guys that I can, for example, counterspell with Mystic Snake, drop it, attach Skull Clamp, and block. That sounds very fun to do. Upheaval I'm going to start with in my deck because it just seems cool to upheaval. And I like to do things that are cool in Cube. Eternal Witness seems good with Skull Clamp and generally useful. Strangleroot Guy seems very good with Skull Clamp and generally useful. Phyrexian Metamorph, very useful with Strangleroot Geist, probably Skull Clamp, and also just very powerful. Very good with Skull Clamp. I'm going to start with her and we'll see if I'm going to keep my eye on her. Maybe I'll want to cut her. This seems good. I've got lots of artifacts, so maybe I can make use of it. I'm going to start with this as a 6 because of Thirst for Knowledge. Definitely going to start with this as a 6. Factor Fiction, pretty much always want to be casting that. Control Magic, always want to cast that. Karn at 7. Mindslaver at 6. As you can see, I've got lots of 6s and 7s, so I'm probably going to cut a lot of those. I don't know. I don't know why I'm talking through all this. Force Spike, maybe not run. This guy doesn't seem like my favorite guy in the whole thing. I just like to cast this spell, so I'm probably going to. This one, this at 4. This guy, I'm just, Waterfront Bouncer. No, I'm not going to run him. Consecrated Sphinx is another 6. That's just a lot of 6s up top here. Some of them are going to have to go. Divine Top was my first pick, you might remember. Plow Under seems very fun at 5. Wall of Roots, probably good with Skull Clamp. Ramp a little. Good fixing, doesn't matter. Here's a good question, is should I splash for Revel Arc? I've got enough mana fixing to do it, I believe. And in fact, that's what I'm going to do. This is the embarrassing part of watching me build a draft deck where you see how pitiful I am at counting. But instead of making this a deck where I ramp into these big guys, I'm going to make this a deck where I recur a bunch of my value guys. So I'm losing, like, these are creatures that all die or play well with Skull Clamp, and then Revelark buys them all back. This might seem really not very useful, or not very advantageous to do. It might seem really janky, a little hard to pull off, but I believe that's the fun part of playing Zax's Cube, is making fun things happen. So let's see if we can make some of these fun things happen. How many playables do I have sorted here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I got 25. I want to cut it to 23. This guy, I want to cast that guy, and I want to cast, which one of these guys do I want to cast? I don't know, really. So I'm just going to pick the one that seems the most fun. Upheaval seems more fun than anything else. It might be terrible in my deck. I'm not going to think too much more about it. I thought I could really talk about Magic cards and be more fun and funny, but I feel like I'm just saying the names of Magic cards. So if you enjoy hearing the names of Magic cards and counting, you're going to enjoy the next few minutes as I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. See, I screwed something up somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I got room for 2 more spells. I don't feel like I want these gigantic, expensive spells, so I'm going to sneak in a Sensei's Divine Top, which I cut by accident. That's what happened. And I feel like I can really snag him with that Force Spike at some point. So I'm going to slide those 2 spells in. These are expensive spells that I wish I was casting, but I just don't think that I have room for all of these titanically costed spells. Maybe you disagree, maybe you think one of these is more powerful than many other ones I have in, but I've never played with Upheaval in his cube, I don't think, and I want to cast it, and I also want to draw a bunch of cards with Skull Clamp, Consecrated Sphinx. That's my general plan. If you don't agree with my plan, of course, as a viewer, you can type it into the chat, and I will probably never look at it. But it's nice to know that you're doing it. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Now I need to make an important decision about whether or not I'm going to play Strip Mine. I am not. I'm going to instead play probably I don't know, a basic Plains or something. How does that sound? Boring? Probably.
You done?
Yeah.
Alright. Did you get the winner?
I don't know. I think I have a fun one, but then my last one I thought was crazy bad, and
You crushed me.
yeah.
I'd be curious to see what would happen if we had played the last matchup like literally 100 times.
Yeah, I think I got like crazy lucky every happened.
Alright, everyone.
How are we doing on viewers? I try to keep track.
There are 6.
Hey, I did it! I doubled our viewership.
For those of us who are joining us for the second draft that didn't show up, not show up. That's very aggressive. That didn't show up. For everyone who's tuned in for the second draft, we appreciate your interest. Please contact me at Twitter or comment.
Is anyone in there saying things to me in the chat? I was just talking for like 25 minutes.
You feel free to comment in the chat. It's just the 2 of us here, so it'll be very likely that we'll just ignore it or wouldn't see anything. But yeah, I see Norbert's on there, and DZ, Usman. Oh, the gang's all here.
The gang.
There's legitimate cube
enthusiasts.
Yes, who have joined in, and we definitely appreciate that, and we appreciate you retweeting. I'm going to take a brief break, just so it'll chop off the video, and then we will come back with the first games.